He never chased fame. He never demanded attention. But when the World Cup arrived, Miroslav Klose became unstoppable. Quiet, disciplined, relentless. Klose built one of the greatest international careers football has ever seen without ever becoming football's loudest superstar. To teammates and fans, he was simply known as Miro. But across world football, another nickname slowly emerged: the silent goal machine. Because year after year, tournament after tournament, Miroslav Klose kept scoring. Born on June 9, 1978, in Opole, Poland, Klose moved to Germany as a child with his family. Football was already in his blood. His father had been a professional footballer. His mother played for the Polish national handball team. But unlike many football prodigies, Klose's rise was not immediate. He developed later than most elite players. In fact, he did not become a Bundesliga regular until his 20s. That made his journey even more remarkable. Klose began attracting attention with FC Kaiserslautern, where his movement, aerial ability, and finishing quickly stood out. He was not flashy. He did not rely on tricks or impossible dribbles. Instead, Klose mastered positioning, timing, intelligence, movement inside the box. He understood exactly where goals would appear before defenders did. And once he arrived at international level with Germany, history slowly began to unfold. At the 2002 FIFA World Cup, Klose exploded onto the world stage. He scored 5 goals during the tournament, all with his head. Suddenly, football fans everywhere knew his name. Germany reached the final, and Klose announced himself as one of world football's deadliest tournament strikers. After successful years at SV Werder Bremen, Klose joined FC Bayern Munich. At Bayern, he added major trophies to his growing legacy: 2 Bundesliga titles, 2 DFB Pokal trophies, 2 League Cups. But what truly separated Klose from many great strikers was not only goals. It was humility. In an era increasingly dominated by ego and controversy, Klose became respected across football for his honesty and professionalism. One famous moment perfectly captured his character. In 2012, while playing for SS Lazio, Klose deliberately admitted to the referee that he had scored a goal using his hand. The goal was disallowed. Many players would have stayed silent. Klose chose honesty. That moment earned admiration from football fans around the world. Former Germany manager Joachim Löw once described him as a complete professional and an example for every young player. And nowhere was that professionalism more important than on football's biggest stage. The FIFA World Cup. Tournament after tournament, Klose delivered. While generations of stars came and went, Klose continued scoring. Calmly, consistently, efficiently. By the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, history stood directly in front of him. The all-time World Cup goal-scoring record. For years, the record had belonged to Ronaldo Nazario with 15 World Cup goals. Then, against Brazil, in Brazil itself, Klose scored his 16th World Cup goal. The record was broken. It was one of football's most poetic moments. And just days later, Klose completed the perfect ending. Germany became world champions after defeating Argentina national football team in the final. At last, the quiet striker who had spent years delivering for his country lifted football's greatest trophy. Across his professional career, Klose scored more than 300 goals and became Germany's all-time leading goalscorer for many years. But statistics alone can never explain why he earned so much respect. Because Miroslav Klose represented something football rarely sees today: humility, discipline, teamwork. He never tried to be bigger than the game itself. And perhaps that is exactly why football still remembers him so fondly. Not as the loudest player, not as the flashiest player, but as one of the most dependable and respected forwards football has ever seen. That is why Miroslav Klose will always be remembered as a true footballing icon. Not just because of the records, not just because of the trophies, but because he proved greatness does not always need noise. If you enjoyed this episode of True Footballing Icons, make sure to leave a like, subscribe or follow so you never miss another legendary football story. And let us know in the comments, is Miroslav Klose the greatest World Cup striker football has ever seen?